Hey everyone, it's Strange Michael. I hope you're doing well today. I have a review here for another Christmas movie. Yeah, it's the second one this year that I have watched so far. My wife and I watched a really bad one last weekend on the first night that we'd moved in. We decided to take a break from all the unboxing stuff, watch a movie, and the first one we chose out to watch we picked out at Walmart that day. It was a Hallmark Christmas movie from 2022 that was a total piece of shit, a total turd, a waste of money, called something like A Magical Christmas Village. I recorded the review a couple of days ago, so you'll probably see that before you see this review. Anyway, I have another one that we watched that was on the leftover time I have left on my Disney Plus account, where I subscribed for the Goosebumps remake that is also on Hulu, so I don't need it. I just canceled my Disney Plus subscription because I don't need it now. The only time I've ever been subbed, and I just don't give a shit to keep it at all for anything else. Not Mandalorian, nothing, because I just don't care. Anyway, I also hate Disney. So, this movie here is a 2019 film. It's about an hour and 40 minutes called Noelle. And it's written and directed by the guy who wrote Miss Congeniality, which sounded okay. It stars Anna Kendrick and Bill Hader, two of my favorite modern-day actresses, whatever. Bill Hader is a genius. He worked on South Park as a writer, as an actor. I love Bill Hader, a genius man in comedy. And Anna Kendrick is a genius too when it comes to comedy. She is such a great actress with so much range. She can sing really well. I love her performance in the Pitch Perfect movies. They're really good. I know as a guy, a lot of people don't expect you to say that, but I really love Pitch Perfect 1 and even 2, and 3 is good. I like all three of them. But anyway, so Anna Kendrick, Bill Hader, Christmas movie. I'm a humongous Christmas fan, so is my wife, so I was excited to see this. I never got around to watching it just because it was 2019, it was Disney Plus. You had the account leaks, everybody getting their account information stolen as soon as this shit dropped in like 2018 or something. And I kept waiting, and here I am, I finally got to see it, and it was a massive fucking disappointment. 2 Christmas movies I got to watch so far before Thanksgiving, and both of them shit on me. You know, my wife was not impressed with either of them either. She thinks this one was better than the other one, A Magical Christmas Village or whatever. That's the one she picked out. This one might slightly be better, just slightly, because of the budget, the look of it, the cinematography of a lot of it, and that's about it. Anna Kendrick makes things worthwhile a lot of the time. This movie, she's trying, man, to make it a better movie, and it's just not that good. It's typical postmodern Disney bullshit. If you don't like that, you're not going to like this. I went into this knowing nothing. I knew that it was Bill Hader and Anna Kendrick. That was my draw to it. I watched the movie, and it turns out a little girl spots Santa Claus coming into her house, and it turns out she is the daughter of Santa Claus. Her brother's sitting over not too far away. That turns out to be Bill Hader. And Bill Hader and Anna Kendrick are brother and sister, and they are the children of Santa Claus and Mrs. Claus. And then things get more bizarre. Literally in the first 5 minutes of this Disney Channel movie that happens to be rated G on Disney Plus, they kill Santa Claus. He just fucking dies. Like, they don't show it or anything, obviously, but they just say, hey. And then the sad news is, my dad died. And apparently Bill Hader, since he was like a kid when he opened up his Santa hat, he's going to be trained the rest of his life until the dad died to take over as Santa Claus, which just happened, so now this year he has to take over. And he's scared because of all the pressure. He seems to not be meeting up to all the standards he needs to be able to perform the whole Santa Claus gig. You know, flying the sleigh is really hard, delivering presents on time is difficult, getting along with the elves can be an issue. It's more of a community, like a small village, than an actual everybody just works for Santa Claus, which was kind of weird. But they kind of still do, but they kind of don't. Anyway, Bill Hader is supposed to be Santa Claus now. And right before, I think it's like 5 days before Christmas, he just vanishes after some advice and a conversation he gets with Anna Kendrick, his sister. And Anna Kendrick being a girl, pretty much Santa Claus is just supposed to be a dude. And so it has to be Mr. Bill Hader taking that spot. Women are not allowed to in the family lineage. And he feels different. He feels like he's just not that good at this, you know? And this, again, that postmodern sense of this, it's very focused on the Noelle character, who's named Noelle, who happens to be played by Anna Kendrick, like I said. And she's good, as always, but she's trying so hard to be funny here. You can clearly tell they're trying to make her do a ton of improv to save this boring-ass, dull-ass movie. After it gets away from the North Pole about halfway through the film, it just loses all sensationalism. It just loses me. It lost my wife watching it. And it just doesn't really recover after that. It really becomes not like a girl power movie, but more of like, well, why can't girls be Santa Claus too? And I'm just like, can you please just make a fucking good movie? I don't care. Disney, listen, I don't give a shit. I just want a good movie. That's all I want. I just want an entertaining movie. I love Anna Kendrick. She's a genius, one of the best, probably people for, I think, young girls to look up to. Really cool chick, it seems. Bill Hader, comedic genius, up there with Bill Burr and so many other modern day names like Dave Chappelle. Genius. South Park, Trey Parker, Matt Stone. The dude's a genius. This movie should have been nothing less than good. Just plain and simple, good and fun. Bill Hader is maybe in 20% of this movie. Maybe. Most of the time he's gone. Most of the time is Anna Kendrick as Noelle looking for her brother who is Santa Claus now. And then we go the Masters of the Universe movie way, the Dolph Lundgren way, of just all of a sudden we're not in Christmas land anymore in the North Pole with all the beautiful CGI, the beautiful mountains, all the lights, the decorations, that stuff. Even though a lot of it was CGI, I loved it. I thought it was really fun to watch. In that respect, my wife agreed too. The music was good for it too. But most of it, after like halfway into the movie, takes place in like regular ass California to lower the budget a little bit. Which was stupid. That was a very stupid choice. It felt like a very 1990s move to save money from an original Disney Channel movie. If you said this was like the modern day equivalent of that, a modern original Disney Channel movie, I would kind of agree with you. I'd probably go along with that. But I don't think that's a necessary defense to try to justify this movie not being that good. It's not a bad movie. Let me make that very, very clear. Noelle is not a bad movie. It's just not good. It's just not that entertaining. The comedic aspects are not really there, of course, it being G-rated. Why the fuck would you put Bill Hader in a G-rated movie? Why the fuck would you put Anna Kendrick in a G-rated movie? They're both good. They both have really good range. This is not the movie for Bill Hader. It's just not. It's such a waste of potential. I feel like this was the draw to try to trick people like me, or just guys in general, to come see it because they love Bill Hader. And it worked. It worked. This was such a letdown. A big, big, big letdown. My wife is hammering pictures upstairs, so that's what you're hearing right now. So if you hear that, that's what that is. But anyway, I wanted to root for this movie, and I wanted to root for Noelle, but Disney's modern-day weirdness just made this movie put a bad taste in my mouth, and it being kind of boring about halfway through, and eventually never recovering from that, like I said earlier, kind of made it not as good. Kind of made it not as fun to watch as I wanted it to be. What I will say is that the performances are not bad, it's just the writing that's kind of bad sometimes. I think a lot of the jokes in here are pretty close to landing, or do land. There's not many that I didn't like, you know, or at least think, oh, that was okay, or oh, that was kind of clever. Instead of saying, oh my god, the characters say, oh my Garland. So if that kind of thing annoys you, all the Christmas puns and shit, with these being the children of Santa Claus, if that bothers you, if just the idea, just hearing the mention of that bothers you, this movie's not going to be for you. Let me be very clear for you. That's not going to be something you're probably going to like, and it doesn't always maintain that feeling of Christmas. I've heard there's a couple of movies on Netflix with Kurt Russell called The Christmas Chronicles 1 and 2. I've heard those are so much better than something like this, that they maintain that feeling, that atmosphere of Christmas, that cozy fireplace nature. And I don't know if that's true. I haven't seen either of those movies. But I could not imagine them missing the mark as deeply as this movie did over time throughout its runtime. But again, the performances are fine from pretty much everybody. I don't think anybody was bad in this movie at all. There are some faces you'll see in here that you'll clearly know from other places, like How the Grinch Stole Christmas, the Ron Howard remake. Now that was cool, I liked that. But it's the writing. It just doesn't work. The constant push behind the camera to get improv out of Anna Kendrick and Bill Hader, who are both good at this, but to maintain it at G-rated level, it doesn't work. It just doesn't work in this movie. I don't think it really executes well. The kind of shoddy camera direction for most of this film when it goes in the low-budget territory in California shit, that doesn't work as well. That kind of drags this movie down. And again, I hate to use the word, but it kind of makes it a little dull, in my personal opinion. You lose a lot of the color, the decorations, and everything that you had in the North Pole part of the film. That's a bummer, man. It really kind of ruined the movie, to be honest. But the cinematography is solid, especially in the North Pole stuff. The CGI, depending on what we're talking about, it can be really good, and it can be bad. There's this little tiny baby reindeer that I fucking love in the movie. It's Anna Kendrick's basically a pet. It's an albino reindeer named Snowcone. And he is so cute. I love Snow Cone. He looks like shit, but I love Snow Cone. He's adorable. He's funny. He has some great moments and jokes in here. Doesn't speak English, but he's one of the funniest characters in the movie. He's really cute. And he is just... he looks like shit. And that's like a main character companion that's in a lot of this movie. At least 50% of the film. More than Bill Hader, Snow Cone is in this movie. So he should have looked better. He does not. There are reindeer in this movie that appear less than he does that look better than Snow Cone, who is a main character in the movie, basically. Which was a shame. But I liked him. He was cute. He really added a nice heart to this movie that I wasn't expecting. I'm not really a person who's like always admiring, you know, cuteness in a children's movie or a Christmas movie for that matter. I can accept it in, you know, different areas like Hallmark movies are very much movies that lean into that, right? But this just didn't land. It just didn't. But Snow Cone's cute. The movie kind of sucks. But Snow Cone's good. I like him a lot. And again, the music is okay too. That kind of puts a little bit of a cherry on top of it, just a little bit. It's really like if you had a melted ice cream sundae, like completely melted, where it's like a fucking cream puddle, but you put a piece of cherry on top of it. That's really what we're looking at here. At the end of the day, would I recommend this? Fuck no. If you're a big Christmas fan like myself, it's really not going to land for you, probably. If you love Anna Kendrick and Bill Hader, you're not going to get much of Bill Hader, but you get quite a bit of Anna Kendrick, and she's just as funny and hot as always. Really love her, really enjoy her work. God bless her. But the movie itself, it loses that Christmas feel so early on that it just doesn't recover. And it's so, again, so postmodern in this weird-ass way. Not political, mind you. Not political almost at all. Just weird. Just weird. It's like they're afraid to make Christmas movies as good as they used to be nowadays. Unless it was like Hallmark 2-3 years ago. It's hard to really do that, and it feels like Disney was scared of that, which is fucking bizarre, dude. And the killing Santa Claus thing in the first, like, 5 minutes of the movie, that was weird, too. I feel like any kid who watched this would sob at that point. Like the killing of Optimus Prime back in the original Transformers movie. That fucked a lot of kids up. If you come at them telling them, hey, the guy that you think is real that's not a fucking cartoon robot, he's dead, that's gonna fuck a kid's viewing up for this movie, for a G-rated film. So it's a little bit of a bunch of clueless morons made this movie, is what I would say. Anyway, at the end of the day, not a horrible movie, not a bad movie, just really generic, kind of sucky in some ways, and it never really lands, if I'm being honest with you. But I was looking forward to it. I've been thinking about this movie for like 2 years, I guess, because I knew when it was coming out. I saw the trailer for it, and I wanted to see it immediately, and I just kept forgetting about it, never had a Disney Plus account. Like I said, I already went through all that. I don't need to do that again. But I wanted to see it. I was one of the active people who wanted to see this movie, and man, if it didn't shit the bed. It totally did. I feel bad about saying that. I was looking forward to this. I'll never watch it again, if I'm being honest with you. My wife, again, thinks it was okay. I disagree. Anyway, if I had to rate this film, Noelle, from 2019 on a 5-star basis, I think I would give it like a 2 out of 5 stars, but kind of a high 2, almost a 3, because I liked quite a bit of it. It just, there's so many things that could have been improved upon, and I don't understand why they were not. Why was this having to be a G-rated movie? I don't understand that. Was that a contractual obligation that had to be that? I don't understand. But anyway, when it comes to Noelle, what do you think about it? I'd love to hear your thoughts and comments about this 2-year-old. Oh my god, it's not 2021 anymore. This shit is like 4 years old. Maybe it didn't get a release until a couple of years ago. Maybe that's what happened there. I don't know. Maybe the trailer dropped forever ago and then the release. Anyway, I've wanted to see it since it came out. Let me know what you think about this old-ass Christmas movie that's not that good. Anyway, thank you guys. God bless you all. Have a Merry Christmas. It's coming up, but Thanksgiving's coming first, so hopefully the next Christmas review I have for you, which I'll start doing this month, will possibly be better. Let's hope to God it is. Anyway, thank you again. God bless you all, and goodbye.